Jerry Lewis, the comedian and filmmaker who was adored by many, disdained by others, but unquestionably a defining figure of American entertainment in the 20th century, died on Sunday morning at his home in Las Vegas. He was 91. His death was confirmed by his publicist, Candy Cazal. Mr. Lewis knew success in movies, on television, in nightclubs, on the Broadway stage and in the university lecture hall. His career had its ups and downs, but when it was at its zenith there were few stars any bigger. And he got there remarkably quickly. Barely out of his teens, he shot to fame shortly after World War II with a nightclub act in which the rakish, imperturbable Dean Martin crooned in the skinny, hyperactive Mr. Lewis capered around the stage, a dangerously volatile ID to Mr. Martin's supremely relaxed ego. After his break with Mr. Martin in 1956, Mr. Lewis went on to a successful solo career, eventually writing, producing and directing many of his own films. Continue reading the main story. Robert Curie. 7 minutes ago in 1962, in Berlin, I attended one of his comedies. We sat in folding chairs in the aisles in a packed cinema. Wonderful. Jerry Lewis was, CK. 9 minutes ago. The United Hates of America. I'm sure I'd find some comedy in that power. 14 minutes ago. Telethons were painfully schlocky, patronizing, a sad excuse for Lewis to cast himself as an ever so humble benefactor. As a spokesman for the Muscular Dystrophy Association, Mr. Lewis raised vast sums for charity. As a filmmaker of great personal force and technical skill, he made many contributions to the industry, including the invention in 1960 of a device, the video assist, which allowed directors to review their work immediately on the set, still in common use. A mercurial personality who could flip from naked neediness to towering rage, Mr. Lewis seemed to contain multitudes, and he explored all of them. His ultimate object of contemplation was his own contradictory self, and he turned his obsession with fragmentation, discontinuity and the limits of language into a spectacle that enchanted children, disturbed adults and fascinated postmodernist critics. Jerry Lewis was born on March 16, 1926, in Newark. Most sources, including his 1982 autobiography, Jerry Lewis in Person, give his birth name as Joseph Levitch. But Sean Levy, author of the exhaustive 1996 biography King of Comedy: The Life and Art of Jerry Lewis, unearthed a birth record that gave his first name as Jerome. His parents, Danny and Ray Levitch, were entertainers, his father a song-on-dance man, his mother a pianist, who used the name Lewis when they appeared in small-time vaudeville and at Catskills resort hotels. The Levitches were frequently on the road and often left Joey, as he was called, in the care of Ray's mother and her sisters. The experience of being passed from home to home left Mr. Lewis with an enduring sense of insecurity and, as he observed, a desperate need for attention and affection.